Hi everyone, this is Karen Whooley, and today I am doing a video on a chart that is for Overlay Mosaic Crochet. It works a little bit differently than most colorwork charts that you are used to, so I thought I'd make a video to give you an explanation of how this works. Now let me show you first of all the swatch of the final piece here that was made from this chart. Try to get all the tails out of the way here. This is the final piece of the mosaic crochet, and you can tell here, first of all, oh, I have it upside down, so that's probably not going to help. Well, it's pretty symmetrical, so you probably won't notice a difference, but you'll notice that on the chart itself there are boxes that kind of mimic what the picture is here. So the white is the yellow and the purple is the purple stitches. But that's not how it works. What you're used to is probably each block being a stitch, or if you're used to filet crochet, you're used to having each block be 4 stitches, and that's not how this works. So I'm going to give you a little visual explanation on how this works. So first of all, you'll notice that the chart is 7 stitches across and 11 rows high. So the whole pattern is going to be worked based on 17 stitches and these first 11 rows. Now you could keep repeating these rows if you wanted to, but for the sake of this video and this swatch, I'm only going to do it once. Now, you'll notice that there's numbers in each one of these columns here at the beginning and the end of the chart. That's your row number, but it's also the very first stitch of each row and the very last stitch of each row. Now, if you're left-handed, it's flipped, so you can start over here and end over here. And that's the beauty of these overlay crochet charts, is even if they're not symmetrical, you can still work them from either side. Now, the other thing that these numbered squares are what we call a selvage stitch. And a selvage stitch allows you to have an extra stitch on each end that allows you to make things easier when you are sewing things together. Selvages, if you are a sewer, you know that fabric has selvages on it where it doesn't fray, that kind of thing. Kind of the same idea in crochet, but just know these are extra stitches that don't necessarily have to be part of the pattern, and in most cases are not. Now, the other thing you'll notice is that every row is a different color. So like row 1 is purple, row 2 is white, row 3 is purple. We're only working a 2-color repeat, and every single row is worked in the color that the numbered boxes are. So in this case, I'm going to bring my swatch back over here. In this case, row 1 is all purple and row 2 is all yellow. It's white on the chart, but it's yellow. So I'm going to call it yellow from now on. But this is yellow. But then when you get to row 3, things change a little bit. I'm going to move that over again. So row 3 is a purple row, so you should only be working 1 color per row, but you'll notice that there's some white blocks in there that create the pattern that is part of the swatch. So if you look at it on row 3, even though it's purple, there's some white or yellow that makes the yellow come in. You're not going to be switching to yellows. The difference with these charts versus regular colorwork charts actually come into play when you look at these X's that are in these boxes. You notice that there's X's both in the white section and in the purple section. That is what creates the shape of the stitch pattern. So in row 3, we're supposed to be working all purple. So the difference is that if it's a box without an X, it's a single crochet. But when you get to row 4, there's an X in one of these, and that X means it's a double crochet. And the double crochets, because it's overlay, you're working down 2 rows. So what that does is that takes that double crochet and makes it long, and it covers this purple square or this purple stitch. Even though it's white, it covers that. So it creates this box. So if I bring the sample back here, this is the first row, purple. This is the second row, which is yellow. This is the third row that is purple. And this is row 4, and you'll see that there's the double crochets that come down and overlay. But if I pull those aside, you'll see that there's a purple single crochet underneath it. So that is what makes these charts different. Now, the other thing is because even though there's a picture on this chart, because we're only working one row at a time, the picture's not going to emerge until you do the next row. So in this case, even though we're doing row 3 all purple, you're not going to see this yellow here until we do row 4, because row 4 covers that purple box. Now I'm going to show you in another video how to do the first few rows of this chart to give you a better idea of how overlay mosaic crochet works. So if you have any questions, you don't hesitate to contact me, but I thought I'd give you this little quick video and show you how this is done. And I'll see you in the next one. Talk to you soon.